everyone, this is Rainy here from Serenity. So I'm here in Sui Chuan, and as you know, I'm here to look for the Now green tea, which I translate as the bulldog green tea. So this is one of the peaks of the Now mountain range. And when we think about mountain, a lot of times, of course, we think about like one single mountain, so kind of like a Fuji, right? Like a triangle shape. But the reality is, as you can see around here, there are actually quite a few peaks like here and there. And this particular one that I'm on right now is exactly what gave the name Now, because the shape of it from outside looks kind of like a dog head. And so a long time ago, I think it was about maybe like during the Qing dynasty, like when they basically started to like planting this type of cultivar, like this green tea cultivar Now, they were wondering how to name this tea, and this is when they started paying attention to the shape of the mountain, and they're like, okay, let's just name the mountain Now and name the green tea after the mountain. Yeah, so it's really beautiful. It's not very high. This is just, like I said, one of the peaks is probably maybe like 400 or 500 meters. I need to check my elevation app. But the highest peak of the Now mountain range is supposed to be around 1,000 meters. Yeah. So as you can see, like there are just tea plantations everywhere. It's really a gorgeous view. Yeah, and I believe that's the town over there. That's where we stayed, and that's where we came from. Yeah. And like I said, we're surrounded by tea trees. So if you look at these tea trees here, for example, this one, lots of the buds are already gone. I mean, a lot of them have already been picked. So now there are only some skinny ones that are left. Yeah. And so we're gonna continue like all the way up there and try to make it to the top. And when we get there, we're going to make a Now green tea and take some pictures. Okay, so I'm finally arriving, and there we are. So again, I did not make this up, okay? This means Now. This mountain is also for real. This tea is for real. The mountain is for real. And we made it. We're here. I'm in this, this tea garden here. And the elevation is about 630 meters. This is kind of the lower point of this tea garden, versus if we keep going up, like the highest point is about like 800 meters. So for the Now mountain, like the highest point should be around 800 to 1,000 meters. And I kind of just want to show you this tree here. This is actually the wild tea trees, not the farmed ones. And as you can see here, like there are lots of tea buds. And the owner just told me that today is like raining, so we're not supposed to pick tea. But because just for demonstration purpose, I'm just gonna pluck some tea buds here. And the owner actually told me that for the wild teas here, we're not supposed to process it. Like right now, we're supposed to process it after the Qing Ming. So usually, usually I tell people that for green teas, we want to get the before Qing Ming green tea. But in this case, since it's wild tea trees, we're actually supposed to pick the teas and process the tea leaves after Qing Ming season. So after Qing Ming festival, I should say, probably like after the first week of April. And I'm gonna pluck some leaves here. And also I learned this trick today, like you're not supposed to kind of like pinch. Okay, let me find a bud. How about this one? You're not supposed to pinch the leaf with your finger, like with your nail. You're supposed to kind of like pull it up like that, because if you don't do that, it's less obvious on the rainy day, like on a cloudy day. But if during a sunny day, the difference between the plucked ones versus the pinch ones is that the stain area for the pinch ones is going to become red. So like it's going to get oxidized really fast versus the plucked ones are going to remain as green as possible for as long as I don't know how long, but like long enough for you to take the leaves to the processing area. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna pluck a few more leaves and then I can show you the buds. I'm not very skilled, just learned this today. Okay, so there we go. I think that should be good. So that one is a pretty nice one. This one's pretty nice too. Yeah. And this is like a little guy. Yeah. So the owner was telling us that for these ones, once you process, because they're wild tea trees, like once you process these ones into green teas, the taste is gonna be superb, like amazing. Yeah. And so we just went with the owner into the mountain and got some fresh leaves that are plucked today, and we just brought them back here. So we have about 30 pounds of fresh leaves, and the owner said we can probably make 4 pounds of tea tonight, like 4 to 5 pounds. And so now what you're seeing here is the very first step of making, this tea, like the production procedure, which is called 老板你刚刚说是叫什么来着？汤青 which is called 汤青. Okay, and what it does is essentially for getting rid of the water content, like reducing the water content in the tea leaves. And I think they have a different term for, I believe this is supposed to be withering, but they have a different term, like a local term, which they call 汤青, and then in other area, I believe it's also called 亮青. Learn an interesting fact. You can actually like pick the tea bud and just like chew it and see what it tastes like right now as like a raw tea bud. This is not what the owner told me to do, but it's actually one of our companions, like from this trip, who just taught us this. So I'm gonna give it a try. I'm going to choose a tiny bud, maybe this one. Okay, I'm gonna take off the leaf. It's just this tiny little guy. I'm gonna put it in my mouth. I'm gonna chew it and see what it tastes like. Okay. Yeah, it's not bitter. And then I'm just gonna swallow it. It's not bitter at all. It's tiny bit astringent, but not too bad. And I was also told that the reason we don't pick teas during summer is precisely because during that season there's a lot of sunshine, and sunshine, like too much sunshine exposure, will raise the content of what's it called, like certain polyphenols, like in teas, which will cause the astringent taste. And so because right now it's before Qing Ming festival, like before the Qing Ming season. And so we still got a lot of rain, a lot of cloudy days. And that's why the astringency level in tea leaves is still very low. And I think this is a really good thing to do, like experiment to try when you go to visit tea gardens, like during the spring versus when you go visit tea garden during summer.